Welcome to ContactMonkey Academy. Today's topic is inserting tables into your templates. So tables are a really great way to avoid clutter in your template. They're going to help you avoid using really long paragraphs for the entirety of your newsletter, maybe for things like events or schedules. It's just going to keep it looking really clean and aesthetically pleasing. So the first thing I'm going to do is just show you how to pull in a table into your template. And right now I'm just using one of our pre-built templates. So I'm going to scroll down to where I would like to add my table. Now the first thing I want to do is pull in a new row. So jumping into our rows tab, I want to select an empty row with only one content block. So as you can see below, there are multiple types of rows that have more than one content block. Anytime you're using a table, please don't use anything with multiple blocks, just use the one. So we're going to drag that and drop. Next, we jump into our content tab, and scrolling down, the last item here is our table. So I'm going to drag that in. Again, it's just a simple drag and drop, and then I'm going to click Create Table. So now we have a form that we can fill out with our values. We have our columns and we have our rows. So a couple of best practices here. We do allow you to add up to 7 columns and up to 7 rows, but we do recommend limiting that if possible. So the reason for this is if a recipient opens up your email on a mobile device or a smaller screen and you have 7 columns, they will have to scroll from side to side in order to see all of the content, or they might have to zoom in if it's quite small. So best practice there is just to limit the amount of columns that you have. You can always add in another row beneath with an additional table if needed. So for today, I'm just going to show you what a typical table could look like. So maybe you're sending out a schedule for Monday and Tuesday. Let's put those values in our chart. And then for our rows, I'm going to put in just the meetings that are going to happen on Monday and Tuesday. So for Monday, let's say an HR meeting, and then we'll say interviews for Tuesday. And that's our schedule. So the next thing to do here is just to click on this orange Generate Table button. This is going to create the table for you. So as you can see directly in our template, we now have this nice table. It's keeping all of our information really clean and organized. And the next thing we need to do here is just to adjust the mobile settings. So right now we're selecting the actual table itself, but what I want to do is select the row. So in order to do that, I want to hover to kind of the edge of my screen where my content is laying, and you can see that the word row has popped up. So clicking there, right here, you'll notice in the row properties on the right, we have an option called Do Not Stack on Mobile. We want to toggle this on, and this is going to limit the content from skewing in any way or stacking on top of one another. It's going to keep it all laid out in the way that you want to see it. The last best practice is just to always test. So this is the same with any template that you send out. We do always recommend that you test it to yourself before sending it to your larger distribution list or CSV file. So we do again recommend the testing. And then I'm just going to outline a couple of things that might come up as errors with the table. Tables might not be responsive across all devices. They should not be used in responsive emails. They likely won't be responsive on mobile devices in particular. And links within tables are not responsive on mobile. So these are all some things just to keep in mind as you're implementing tables in your templates. But of course, please reach out to us if you are experiencing any issues and we can give you a hand. I hope today's session was helpful. Thanks so much for joining ContactMonkey Academy.